Garchomp's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, so anytime we get something in a new expansion that looks like it might pair well with him, I always want to dive into giving it a try. Today we've got Silvally with Garchomp. We have two strong synergies with this powerful colorless attacker with Chomp. The first is that it can attack with any type of energy, so when you have those bad runs like two color decks have in pocket, sometimes you know you're always going to be able to attack with Silvally even if Garchomp can't. The second is, because we have Gladion as a way to search up Type Null in Silvally, the rest of our deck actually becomes more consistent since we're thinning particular cards out of it. This means, while obviously Silvally comes together quite frequently, it means Garchomp's coming together more often as well. Something to keep in mind that I learned throughout the course of these games is that Gladion and Professor's Research are both cards that you can only play if there are still cards left in your deck. So when you're making decisions about whether or not you should be reckless sharing with Garchomp, be sure to be keenly aware of the number of cards you have left, because you might get stranded with a supporter that you're unable to play when you really need to amp up that extra 50 damage on your Silvally. Another cool interaction to note is that Cynthia actually doesn't require a Garchomp be in play, so you can play her out for plus 50 on either of our attackers, since she can just fulfill that play a supporter requirement for the turn. As always, if you enjoy seeing off-meta decks explored like this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else that I have coming up. If you love Garchomp like me, smash the like button on this video. For the rest of the day, have fun with this one. I don't know that I expect our deck to be good, but it would be a lot better if we could have first energy advantage in some of these games. Type Null inside of a steel deck. That's interesting. Skarmory is my immediate thought on a pairing, but it feels like you would have a hard time fitting in an appropriate amount of Pokemon tools and supporters. Hopefully we have a water energy underneath this one, this fighting. We'll grab the other card out of our deck to thin here, but not in a good spot for a variety of reasons here. Excuse me. What's your take on Electric Cord? I think Electric Cord is a very powerful effect that may or may not have good enough supporting Pokemon around it. Electric Pokemon have been kind of weak for the last couple of bits. Well, they're playing with Solgaleo. That's interesting. I don't have an EX jump in here. That's probably wrong thinking about it. I think Gibble's probably dead, so I'm just gonna shear through this rare candy and get moving. I could realistically have another Garchomp this game. Probably not. Shear through it. Just try and make sure we have a glut of supporters in case Silvally ends up getting to the front. All of my basics are spent, so that Pokeball will get sheared later. can find our way into it. We live through the Solgaleo in the back. God, we're so good at this game. What an easy game that Pokemon Pocket is. Crunch. The professionalism we all seek, really. To go ahead and shear through the candy. Get to go ahead and Cynthia. I think I play the Pokeball here despite it not getting anything at this point, because they're gonna kill the Chomp, and if they Mars me while I'm on 2 points here, I want my best chance to redraw a supporter next turn. So I'm burning the Pokeball to play around Mars here. All right, I'm surprised we made it out of the back of this one. The tough start, them having first energy advantage, but that clutch Pokemon Center lady really coming through for us here. But I'm just assuming we have the supporter, which we do. Gotta touch some grass, gamers. Time is, yeah, it's not even just like time is money. It's one of those things where just like taking that time away is just like it's doing something that's more valuable than money to me, right? My kids are only gonna be little and be little during summer for so long. All right, we have first energy advantage, and we have all of our friends here. Let's gear up and get them. Type null with Silvally is something you're going to be able to try in a ton of different decks. I would be incredibly surprised if something with these 3 cards isn't competitive. Is Garchomp going to be the best way to play it? Probably not, but I love Garchomp, so we're starting here. But very, very good stat lines on all of these cards. And then they explicitly didn't put an energy on their active one. But we've got the old Sabrina here for the best draw on the deck to put them in the ground. I think this was a good play on the opponent's part, but our draw obviously just gets to absolutely brutalize them. Oh, that's interesting. Are they playing it with Buzzwole stuff? Must be, huh? And then we have our next supporter here. This game's basically done. A stage 1 plus supporter is very crazy. I agree, and past just stage 1 plus supporter not being very crazy, type null is a pretty decent stat line on the basic you're evolving from. Like 80 HP does an average of 30. Like the numbers on this card are really super reasonable, all things considered. Evan Burke, thank you for the 39 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You also don't have to have a supporter every single turn for it to be very reasonable. Like, dealing 100 into dealing 50 clears out things like Dark Rising Giratinas, right? So, you probably only need a supporter half-ish of the time. Who's my brave little buddy? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, it being a single pointer is a really big deal, I agree. We go digging with this one most of the time to start. Ooh, a piece of candy. And we have our energies on curve here. Lovely, lovely. Do I want to shear through this other chomp to dig for... I think I want to dig for Cynthia, yeah? Sounds appealing. Two of these will spend one to thin my deck. I've got plenty of supporters here for our brave buddies down the line. And if we don't find Cynthia, we'll Pokemon Center Lady to keep this out of big beat range next turn. That's unfortunate. Do we just give this up as a lead pointer now? I think so, yeah. We do this. Then we'll go ahead and we'll shear the candy. Thin the Gibble. And then with another water energy on top of my deck, I can actually play this here and be able to attack with either of these next turn. I guess the downside here is if I don't put the energy here, I can't threaten the retreat and hit this. So maybe that's wrong. Yeah, I should probably not be cute and put the energy here. I bet they're not gonna big beat because of where I put my energy now. Well, they are. Cool. I humbly and graciously accept. Find our way through to as many of our supporters as possible. Hit them with the claw here. Now, something to keep in mind is once I clear this first Buzzwole, if they have Lusamine, they can hit us with the back one right away. Shear this Pokeball out. We're definitely Cynthiaing to clear. The question is, do I want to play this Gible out? I don't think so. And then if they have Lusamine here, they can clear the Garchomp. And then we can Brave Buddies them for 100. Yeah, there's the Lusamine. So the rock is, it does 10 extra for every point they have, right? So there's the big beat, but they can't big beat again next turn. Oh, you know what, though? Oh my gosh, I can't research when there's no cards in my deck. I can't research when there's no cards in my deck. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Today we learned, yep. Absolutely tragic. So we'd have beaten the Erica if I hadn't sheared the Pokeball. We would have been able to research last turn for 100 and then Pokemon Center Lady this turn. Good lesson learned. Opener's looking pretty good. Type Null into Silvally. Going second feels so incredibly strong. Just the coin flip for 40 into the Crunch You for 100 is so much damage. Unironically, I think I'm doing nothing here because of red card and Mars. There's no reason to make a move. Load my hand up. My hand's already pretty good. What's it, 66% to be what we want? Got it. Got it good. And then I think, unfortunately, we are in another spot here where I don't want to shear, question mark? Is that true? No, Pokemon Center Lady doesn't really help us with breakpoints, right? Yeah, I'm gonna not shear. We have research to find more cards next turn. I'm just gonna chill. Yeah, I guess they're incentivized to put Pheromosa up and tag 2020 here, so that way Pierce the Pain can come up and finish this. Yeah, this makes sense, and this means we should be keeping the Pokemon Center Lady for sure. So heal you. Am I ever assembling a second Garchomp? I think the answer is no. We are so brave. We are so brave, gamers. Chomp is going down, it looks like, here. I had to dig for another supporter we could play, yeah. Okay, that qualifies. How many Lilies and Ericas are in their hands? The problem here is this Sabrina is not going to be live. I still have Cynthia in my deck. I think I have one more supporter we can play. Oh, I have a Gladion too. Perfect. Playing the Gibble out to play around Mars and red card. Okay, so they need a cape plus an Erica at this point, right? Oh, even that's only 70. Or 80, it would be 80. They need a Lily plus a cape. Oh, does Gladion not work if I don't have a deck? Oh, he might not work if I don't have a deck either, because research doesn't work if I don't have a deck. It's fine, this is a Cynthia we're guaranteed to be able to play, but yeah, I'm actually not sure if this works. Oh yeah, this one doesn't work if you don't have a deck either. That's funny. This one works if you don't have Garchomp, at least. Silvally is excited to see Mommy. Look at this gamer ready to monkey around here. Rude. Alright, everything worked out A-okay. Well, evolve here so we don't get cleared right away. Mike Laris at this point. They had first energy advantage, the extra sustain item here. Oh, they're playing Monkey with Lycan Rock. It's cute. It's a lot of energy though. 2 into 3. Yeah, cards like Pass the Minion need the card that's explicitly named in order to have their effect work. Something that's a really interesting design choice to me in a digital card game is the fact that Gladion can be played when there isn't a Null or Silvally in my deck, but I can't play Gladion when my deck is empty. I find that dynamic very interesting. I feel like I would expect, because this game is digital, that I wouldn't be able to play this when my deck is empty if I can't play it when I wouldn't be able to play this when there's no targets in my deck if I can't play it when my deck is empty. But in a digital card game, they could know before I play it that there's no targets in my deck, right? Username being please concede here. Extra icing on the cake for sure.